Good day. We're going to talk about some good stuff today. Good stuff today. If you're watching this live, give me a 1 in the comments. If you're watching this on a replay, I'm getting things organized, so bear with me. I got so much going on. All right, where's my phone? Phone is over here. If you're watching this on a replay, give me a 3. And today we're going to talk about some really very, very intriguing things. And if you don't mind sharing this, I think you will see the importance of sharing this with your friends and colleagues because it's powerful, it's very deep, it will help you understand why people behave a little cray-cray sometimes and why we at times have behaved a little cray-cray sometimes. All right. There are three things that when you were a child, you craved for. And whoever raised you, your parents, grandparents, foster, whatever, they gave you these three things. But here's the problem. As we get older, we don't know how to filter how we process and accept and create and get these three things. So we're so used to craving them as we're younger. As we get older, if we're not careful, we'll still continue to crave them. But if we don't keep a balance, they can ruin our lives. These are the things, these three things will create addictions, toxic behaviors, and we could go on and on and on. They all start with the letter A. Let's start off with the first one. The first one is number 1, approval. We all want approval. Now, how do we know that? Well, let's do this. Let's say you do an act of service, an act of kindness to somebody that's close to you, and they don't comment on it, or they don't seem to appreciate it, or they don't even recognize that you've done it. Now, when we were kids, let's say if you're a parent, right? You do things when your kids do something, you give them approval. You do it with your pets. You know, I do it with my cockatoo. Good Winnie, good Winnie. You know, and you do it with your kids, right? You give them approval, and when they get the approval, once we get approval as a kid and it makes us feel good, what do we do next? We do something else so we can get more what? More approval. It's a feeling that we enjoy. Now, here's what happens. Let's say we don't know how to balance that feeling of being approved. Then what happens is as we get older, let's say we have a group that we see in school, they're doing drugs or they're doing some bad stuff and they're making fun of us because we're not joining their group. But for some reason, we want their approval even though they're a bad group to be around. So what do? We hang out with them, we join with them, so we're now part of their community, so we now feel that we have gotten their approval. I want you to be thinking about some of the behaviors that you might be able to identify in yourself, that when you do something for someone, by the way, I'm going to show you the solution. When I finish giving you all three of these things, I'm going to show you the solution of how you can master all these three things so you're in control, so you don't feel all these different things have to be done for approval. Because there are things that you're doing right now. Let's say you do something for someone and you feel they're not giving you the appreciation or the approval. How do you respond? That's the key. How do you respond? Some people respond in a healthy way. Some people respond in a very unhealthy way. Let's get to the next one. Number 2, acceptance. Acceptance. We want to feel accepted. When we don't feel accepted, when you don't feel accepted, how do you respond? It's very, very important because, again, when we were kids, we wanted to feel accepted. So we want approval, we want acceptance, all right? And let's get to the third one. Appreciation. Appreciation. We want to feel appreciated or appreciated. So all these things, you're doing certain things to get approval, acceptance, or appreciation. Who here does not want to feel approved, accepted, and appreciated? Everybody does. But what happens when you don't receive these. More importantly, what happens when you intentionally do something because you want approval, you intentionally do something because you want acceptance, and whether you realize it or not, I want you to start realizing it if you don't, that there's certain things that you're doing, the specific thing that you're wanting from somebody. It's not just a thank you. The thank you is what gives you the appreciation or gives you the acceptance. So you've got to figure out, are you doing things in an unhealthy way to get people's approval or acceptance? People do this because they become very promiscuous with sex. They do it with drugs. There's so many different behaviors that if we're not careful, we can get involved in because we want these three things, which are natural to want. Now, the key then is, how do you control this? First of all, it would be nice. I could literally go for a day or days going through the behaviors and all this. One of the most important things I want you to get from listening today is I want you to figure out, what is it that you do on a regular basis for other people to get these feelings? Then here's the very important part. If you don't get this response from somebody that gives you their approval, the acceptance, the appreciation, then what is your behavior? If your behavior is not healthy and controlled, it will destroy relationships. So many relationships are destroyed because these are not understood. Let's talk about now how to master these three things. That's going to be the key. So to master them, here's what we have to do. You have to learn to get internally, to get your own approval, right? Let's switch to cameras. You have to learn to get your own acceptance. You have to learn to get your own appreciation. Wow. So imagine now, if you feel that you can approve yourself, you can accept yourself, and you can appreciate yourself. If you can do that within, for example, now, let's say you do something for someone, you wanted acceptance, you didn't get the acceptance, but if you are so strong with your self-esteem that you accept your own acceptance, you accept yourself, and it's healthy, you do not need the acceptance, the approval, or the appreciation from other people. Now, we've got to balance that. We're all human. We all need some kind of love. We all want to feel wanted and approved. But when you can first be the first person that gives you acceptance, approval, and appreciation, you have won the emotional game. Wow. That's powerful. That's your exercise today. I would love to see your comments below, and also love to have you comment below, master the 3 A's. Master the 3 A's. Put that in your comments below. Again, what are they? They are approval, acceptance, and appreciation. Master these 3 things, and I'm telling you, it can change your life. I hope you share this video. I am sure there's somebody that you know that can appreciate, approve, or accept this video. There's no doubt this can be a game changer for some people. I'm out here. Between now and the next time we get to chat, you know what to do. And if this is the first time you seeing my work, you'll know now what to do. Don't let others rent space in your head. Have a blessed day. We'll see you.